one problem they have in the Everglades is that it's drying up, because when you build roads and other structures, it prevents the water from flowing, and that's a big problem. You can tell it's dry this time of the year, but after a few hurricanes you will see a lot more water. I stopped at Pa-Hay-Okee because there is a viewing platform out in the swamp, and a noisy car behind me. I'm glad it's the off season, by the way, because normally you could have a lot of people in this park, but today it is quiet. And I'm looking down in the swampland, and the water level is low. But there is a solution, of course. The rain will eventually show up. This viewing point is nice, and you are looking out over this vast grassy area with a lot of sawgrass. Here and there you see trees and brush, and they create the habitat for animals and birds. And they explain that the rain is what is creating this area, because a long time ago this lake, the lake Okeechobee, produced a lot of water. It was overflowing, and the water went down, all the way down, and created the Everglades. But now it's a different story. As a matter of fact, they built a wall around this lake. I've been up there, so there is no more overflowing, and that's the reason this area is slowly drying up. And a day like this, when the temperature is pretty much 95 degrees, you barely see any water. But I found a grasshopper. I don't know the name on this little fellow, but it's a nice guy. Hello. And I'm looking out over this area trying to see anything. There are no birds, no activities, no frogs, no turtles, no nothing. But when the rainy season starts, they come back. And wherever you see water, it's not deep. You could easily walk around. Something is splashing down in this water. I wonder what that is. Maybe a frog. Well, whatever it is, it vanished. I don't want to stick my hand down in the water because you never know if an alligator will chop it off. The Mahogany Hammock Trail is famous for being a place where you can find a lot of birds. It's also a breeding ground for owls. If you spend time at a place like this during the breeding season, you have the chance to see many species. And you can clearly tell it looks like a smaller island of trees, of vegetation in the middle of all this swampland. Wind is picking up in the afternoon. I was expecting thunderstorms, but it never happened. The clouds are gone, the sun is back out. And sitting down here for a few minutes, relaxing, is just a good thing. It's also good there are no mosquitoes, and that's because I'm out of the rainy season. Normally when you walk here, oh my God, you will have 100 bites, but not today. The vegetation is deep, and I never understood how people 100 years ago could penetrate, the forest. Is like impossible. And here and there you find openings and sunshine. Hello. All right. I mean, there is no way I would even try to go out there. Many of these trunks are full of other plants. And that's everywhere. There are many species of trees and plants and palm trees. And quite a few other types of plants. I wish I knew what I was looking at, but I'm not even sure. I have to guess, and in most cases I can't even guess. But it is a beautiful area. And the unfortunate thing is that in the end of the 1800s and maybe early in the 1900s, people came to southern Florida to cut down the mahogany trees. and that's sad. So you don't see too many of them in the wild these days. And most plants are striving up. They are climbing higher and higher and higher to be able to see the sunlight. You are looking at the root system of a big tree, because when the hurricanes are coming in, sometimes they push down these massive trees. You can barely see it, by the way. And this used to be the top of it. But it also gives younger trees the opportunity to grow bigger. So it's all good. I believe this massive tree is where I saw the owls last time I passed the area. But at this point, it's all quiet. I'm back out again. That was a nice little hike. It takes you 10 minutes to walk around it, but it's still incredibly interesting. You can also find many open areas of water, like this 9-mile pond. Not too many people stop here. We have crying kids, okay? And I'm sure you can rent a canoe when it's season. This is my last stop today. From this place they offer boat tours out in the water. And in the pink building there is a small store in case you like to buy drinks or snack, usually. They are looking at the manatees swimming down in the water. Let me go down and see if I can take a closer look. They are super big, and one is coming in now. It's unfortunate that the water is so dark, you can barely see anything. I let the camera roll. Oops, here's one. It's like a big cow in the water. These animals are amazing though. Let's see this monster one more time. They are so big. First you see the bubbles and then they are coming up. Oops, look here, look. Look at the water. There is one down in the water. It's just a few inches down, and yet you can't see him.